Well, to be completely honest, I have no idea what I'm doing. I've never had one of these apart. But that being said, don't be afraid. Work on your stuff. Don't always take it in. Where normally they give you pry points, kind of like over there on that cover. They'll give you an indentation. Not this time. But I can pull on it and it starts to come out. Let's make sure we're not snap ringed or anything. I don't see anything. All right, give me a minute. I'm gonna get a smaller screwdriver and we'll pry on the different things to try here. And I can move it enough that I'm not super concerned. I don't see anything else. Well, there's something back here on the back of the backing plate. Maybe I should try to YouTube this, because it does seem like it's holding at the bottom, maybe? No? Parking brake is off. I mean, that moves my assemblies back here. The cables are loose. And I guess maybe, oh, I guess I can adjust it there. Which one? Okay, so this one is that one. That's probably my foot brake. That's the one that's lacking, but it's pretty long already. But it did make some noise. Let's, I don't know, let's give it a little bit. Let's keep trying here. Not real hard at all. Oh, there we go. O-ring. There you go. See? Don't be afraid. There's some brake material in there. What is going on here? All right. So does this come off? No. No snap ring. I don't know if you guys can hear my daughter's dog, but that's what I get to listen to every day now. That's fun if I'm here. I think you guys can probably hear him. He's in there. And yes, she has a bark collar. I don't know. I could put a bark collar on him. Well, that was moving. I've never messed with one like this. I don't know what this is. I do have an idea. Give me a minute. I'm seriously not sponsored by Partzilla, but I love their customer service. I love the fact that they have factory diagrams on their website to look up your parts. I don't know what's in here, but I'm going to get on there and look up and see if I can figure out what's in here and see if I can figure out how to take it apart. I'd say it just slips off, and it's brake material. I mean, there's brake material that came out of it. So, and it's pretty dirty. I think I could probably, if I could get it apart, I kind of think that I could spray it down and clean the brakes. Let's, you think we need to adjust this down? All right, you guys are gonna help me count so I can go back and look at the video if I forget. We'll just try 10 or something. All right, hang on, we need to hold the cable back here because it's just spinning. All right, give me a second. Grab something. All right, let's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10. It's getting pretty loose. We'll just do 10. Easy number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's see if that worked. There you go. Don't be afraid to work on your own stuff. I'm telling you. Look at that. Nice little machine drum. Set of brakes. Just like Mama made. We have a little bit of grease. That seal might be leaking. So what we'll do, we go ahead and wipe that out. Well, never mind, there's no seal in there. There's no seal. Well, there probably is. It's just a bearing. I'm looking at a bearing. I thought I was looking at a seal. Here, I'll show you guys. So here's your rear brake setup. Plenty of brake material. Here's your brake material. None of the springs are broke. Very dirty. The rear brake is glazed. The drum, see how it's glazed? But you can still see some of the machining maybe in it. It looks like. I don't have any emery cloth, but I have some real fine sandpaper. So you can use Scotch-Brite. I don't have any Scotch-Brite. I might have steel wool. Anything to break the glaze off of this. And same thing with this. You can use sandpaper on that, but I have brake clean. So we're going to clean that off. I'll put a pan underneath and catch it. We'll put a pan underneath, clean it up. I'm probably going to pull this O-ring off because I don't know how sensitive that O-ring is to chemicals. We'll take it off and put it up here. That seals your drum so you don't get all that junk in there. But give me just a second and I'll get that seal off and we'll get this cleaned up and see if we can clean the brakes up enough and maybe we can adjust them out to where they work better and they're not noisy. All the dust is making it noisy. Alright. We don't want to run this O-ring because we don't want to wait. I mean, we could put it back together and just not ride it for a little bit, but we'll set that up on the fender. It's got some junk on it. Let's wipe it off. Usually the orange O-rings are pretty good. Is it a V-Tron? I think it's possibly a V-Tron O-ring. They're usually not very sensitive to a lot. They're a pretty good O-ring, but you don't know. I don't know what this is for sure. So, all right, brake clean. Watch your eyes. I'm gonna put my safety glasses on, by the way. That'll evaporate off of there. Don't blow that type of stuff unless you have your safety glasses on. You get brake clean in your eye and it stings pretty good. Okay, now what I found for cleaning the pads in my shop, sandpaper. DA paper, stick it together, use both sides. This is 220. I'm not telling you to go buy you some 220 sandpaper. I'm just telling you that I usually have pretty good luck doing something like this. You choose your weapon. Don't let me choose it for you. But this works quite well. I'm trying to be even. I'm cleaning up the dark spots. There's a dark haze on it. And you want to open that brake material up. But you don't want to put any deep finger grooves or anything in it, like doing one spot like that. I've been doing this for a few years. I've been working on my own stuff since I was probably 11 years old. I'm 47 today, at this time. Not today. I mean, I am today. It's not my birthday, is where I'm getting at. So, it's definitely not my first day. But I'm telling you, don't be afraid to work on your own stuff. You'll figure it out. Maybe you'll find this video and you'll be working on something else, and that'll give you an idea like, hey, maybe we need to adjust them brakes down just a little bit, like that guy did, to get that apart and fix that. All right, we're gonna get a new piece of sandpaper. A couple more probably. Just have a roll of DA paper over there. And you just take it, fold it in half, and you have your cleaning device. We'll do this other one, because we have to break the glaze or de-shine our drum. That's looking pretty good. All right, now take our drum. You just want to break the glaze. Let that brake material bite just a little bit in there. This sandpaper is actually a little aggressive. It's definitely breaking the glaze. That's not horrible. It looks worse than what it is. It's really, really smooth. It feels like a machine surface, but that'll actually take that glazing off. Okay. That went there. Our O-ring. You always have to remember how stuff came apart. Put it back together. I say we clean this out. It's got some gunk in it. Use my trusty t-shirt rag here. I know I'm doing this a little off camera, but get all the gunk out of it that we can. All right, that is degunked. Seal looks good. Let's see. That was like so. And then lock it on that O-ring. Let's get some lube. Literally some lube. If you work on equipment, stuff with O-rings, you're gonna have it. If you don't, there's plenty of times you're like, man, I wish I had some Vaseline right now. Or petroleum jelly, I guess. Probably shouldn't say Vaseline. Somebody will try to get me for some kind of copyright or something. Everybody's so sue happy, you can't talk about nothing. All right, let's see. Now you saw how I was fighting it before. Let's see if we changed anything. What do you think? I say we changed it for the better. All right, always hand start your bolts. People get in too big a hurry. You want to zip them in with an impact. There's time for that. Start them first. You don't want to cross thread anything. Cross threads are not better than no threads. That used to be a thing. Everybody'd say cross thread's better than no thread. No, it's not. Put it together right. If you want to take it apart again. I think I'm going to adjust this with the wheel on so I can spin it. I don't think it's going to tell me anything drag-wise trying to spin that. So, all right, let me put it together. Don't use an impact to put this together. I know my tools, so I can. You can if you know your tools, but I I am going to check them with a ratchet. This would have been a better tool to use. This is pretty good. It stops fairly quick. It won't really, I mean, it would probably over tighten something, but it does a pretty good job. That's why I really do like this thing. But I'm just using it as a ratchet because I don't know where my ratchet went. Okay, and then we had, I don't know, whatever this little rubber thing is called, a bumper or something. I mean, that was on there, but this goes into there, and then this was in there. It just came, it stayed on the axle when I took it apart. This is a 24 mil, I believe. Yep. I'm sure there's a torque spec. It's probably about that. Cotter key lines up. Well, I was going to say about perfectly. There you go. There's that. We're going to put the tire on. And again, this is just a guy working on a four-wheeler. I'm not telling you factory spec. I have no idea. I'm not telling you if this is the right way to clean and adjust brakes on this per spec. I have no idea. Is that torque spec on the wheel? I don't know. It's my torque spec. All right, rubber cap thing, and the axle cover, whatever the heck you want to call that thing. You need that in there. The wheels are off the ground. Let's move you guys over there. Can you see? Let's see. What do you guys see? Yep. All right, so our wheel's spinning. We're in neutral, park brakes off. We just got done cleaning the rear brakes. So let's go back to where we were adjusted before. It was 10 turns. I assume it's going to be too much or too little, so we'll see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Spin the wheel. I think the brakes just started dragging there. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, one of these cables is the handbrake, and one of these cables is the foot brake. All right, so that's adjusted good. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna back this off 5 turns. That way I know where that feels good for the handbrake. And then I'm gonna adjust the foot brake, which I believe is this one. And in that way, I'll turn this one back to where it felt good. So then both of them, you know, you're not adjusting one without the other, if that makes sense. All right, I'm backing it off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Check it. No drag. All right, let's turn this one. I don't know, let's try 3 turns. See what that does. Has a little drag maybe. It's kind of hard to tell with this setup. 1, 2, 3. Now there we've got some drag. So let's take one of those off. I mean, that's pretty substantial. All right, let's see. Now we're gonna take the handbrake back up 5 turns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Check and make sure it didn't change any. No, it did not. Now, what I was holding on to, let's put you guys Try to get you up here. All right, where are you at? All right, hopefully you can see. So there's like a nut on the back side of that clamp. So what I was doing is I'm just holding that nut like this, and then you turn this and it has a detent. See how it's got a detent there? And then that's what holds it at that turn. So what I did is I adjusted one up to where it felt like I had some drag on the brakes. I'm adjusting it like old school drum brakes, because that's all it is a drum brake. So I adjusted one. Well, then you have to take that one out of the equation so you can feel when this one grabs. So I adjusted this one first, which is, I think that's my foot brake. Here's my hand brake. Yes, this is your hand brake, this is your foot brake. And I deduced that by pulling the hand brake and this cable moves. So what I did is I adjusted the foot brake. I spun it until I had resistance. Well, like I said, now you have to take that one out of the equation and you have to adjust this one. Well, instead of adjusting this one up too much higher than this, I took 5 turns off, just 5 detents, and then I adjusted this one and then adjusted this back up to where I felt it good. So now it should be pretty good. I'll go ride the bike, see what it does, and we'll come back and see how it feels. Maybe I'll have to adjust a little more. Maybe I'll have to take some of it out. But anyways, let's ride it and see. Hopefully it's a lot better. I feel like the pedal is good. I feel like the handle's a little tight. So let's kick it in neutral, kill it. All right. The handle was the far side, so let's adjust that real quick. So you grab this. Hopefully you can see me. You're on my head. Let's give it. That's handle. I need to adjust that back a little bit. See, I feel like I need to take it back 2 or 3 turns, but there's back 3 turns. That feels better. Can you get the parking brake? My wife has to be able to squeeze it enough to get the parking brake. All right, let's take it back one more because I'm concerned that she won't be able to get that. And then let's take the foot brake off just a hair. All right. All right, she ought to be able to get that. Okay, so if you have parking brake on, you can start it, or you have to have your foot on that brake. Okay, see how it's idling high? Because the choke's on, you turn the choke off and the bike dies. So let's adjust the idle on this next. Let's see. Let me get over here. It's inside there. We need a Phillips screwdriver. All right, give me a minute. Let's see. I don't know if this will reach. Sure it won't. All right. The exhaust is probably hot now. I need to get, see that screw? See that right there? I think you can see that. I need to get to there. This exhaust is hot. That's not in a good place. It looks like it's supposed to face that direction, which is odd. Normally you can reach your hand in there and you can adjust it. And it has a little clip on it. But you know what? I bet you it's supposed to go in there the opposite direction. Okay, so what I was trying to do Now I was bending the bracket down so I could get my screwdriver in here. Oh, hang on. Dang it. And I knocked the adjuster out of the little bracket. Okay. I knocked the adjuster out of the bracket. This is your idle adjustment. You don't want to be too high to where you can't shift your bike into gear without it jumping. But you don't want to be too low to where it dies. Let's try that. Let's see how this shifts. I'm gonna put you guys on my head. Hang on. So I don't have to try to hold the camera. And let's shift it in reverse. Did that shift? Yep. Sure did. Okay. So then you shift it into drive and it doesn't jump. You didn't feel it chomp, chomp, you know. I think that's a good idle. Maybe just a touch more. Oh, we're in gear. All right, let it come down. Goes to neutral, goes to reverse, no jumping of the CVT. Comes up really well, shifts quick. I'd say that's a good idle right there. It sounds good. Let me see how that was engaging. It engages smooth. I'd say that's good right there. And then that thing needs to be held over to the side or something. Okay. Let's see how it starts. Started right up. If you need to choke it, obviously choke it. Need to start it in neutral. Had it in forward, but all right. See how it starts back up. Starts up really good there. We're good. I'd say we're good. Well, there you go. There's adjusting brakes and adjusting the idle on a Yamaha Wolverine 350.